Yes. Please feel free to ask if there is anything which you're not clear about the introduction to cloud, anything, any topic for that matter. Even it's a very small thing, you can just feel free to let me know what exactly it is. If there isn't anything, then I will start with the class. We'll proceed with the new topic today. Yeah, so let me know.
Hi Akash. Hi everybody.
Hello, Vijay. Hi. So, guys, let's quickly revise. I just want you guys to let me know what exactly is a region. Okay, what is a Azure region?
Okay, Azure region is the place where the cloud is. I mean, the place which where the Azure is. I mean, Microsoft is placed. Within that region, they will be having multiple data centers.
Okay,
So,
and those data centers are called.
a data Azure. I mean, sorry. Uh, the other name, I'm not sure about the other name. It's called
Anyone?
like data.
Karthik, Dilip, anyone? The place inside a region where they have multiple data centers, what are they called? Okay, those are called availability zones. Okay,
Okay,
so
available zone. Okay,
so a region is a geographical location, and availability zone is a data center inside each region. Okay, so
okay.
that is the. I'll start with today's agenda. Okay, today we are going to discuss about Azure portal. Okay, what exactly is Azure portal and what are the different ways in which you can deploy resources.
Mhm.
Okay. Vijay, if you can mute yourself, if you have
Sure.
any questions, you can unmute and ask. Okay. Thank you. Fine. So let me share my screen. So first things first, what is Azure Portal? It is a way in which it's a graphical user interface through which you can deploy resources. Okay. There are multiple ways in which you can deploy your resources on Azure. Okay. So to list all those things, let us start with one by one. The first one is obviously the Azure portal. Okay. Second thing is CLI. You have something called Azure CLI, using which you can programmatically deploy your resources. Okay. The third thing is you can use Cloud Shell. Okay. You can use something called Cloud Shell. You can use SDKs. You can use PowerShell. Okay, so you have something called Azure PowerShell. You can all these mediums are there in order to deploy resources on Azure. Okay, apart from that, you also have other tools like Terraform and all those things to deploy resources on Azure. Okay, so when we talk about resources, okay, what are the different types of resources? We have close to 190 different services spread across three basic services, which is IaaS, okay, PaaS and SaaS. Okay, so across these three services, we have around 190 different services. Okay, 190 different services. And last time I checked, the total number of regions is 54 regions. And in each region, we try to at least have two availability zone. Okay, two availability zone per region. Okay, there are zones which do not have multiple availability zones, but at least we are trying to have two or three availability zones. Okay, so this is the concept of Azure. Okay, and what is portal? Portal is basically this particular screen which you are seeing, right? This is your Azure portal. Using this, you can click on stuff, you can go to that particular resource. For example, if you want to create a virtual machine, okay, you go to that particular service, click on create, and you should be able to create it. Okay, so that is graphical. You can see stuff, you can deploy stuff. So that is a graphical user interface. And when you talk about the other ones like CLI or PowerShell, those are programmatic in nature. That means you write a script and you deploy your resources on Azure. So that is the major difference between these two types of deployment. One is portal, the other one is programmatic. Okay, in programmatic you have all of these which are there: CLI, Cloud Shell, SDKs, PowerShell, and Terraform. Okay, so first things first, when you are creating any resource, okay, be it virtual machine or be it a VNet or whatever it is, these terminologies you'll as you progress you will understand. But whatever resource you are creating, okay, be it any resource, any service, you need something called a resource group. Okay, resource group is something that is must and should be required. But before resource group, obviously you all have created your subscription. Okay, subscription is the first thing. So how do you figure out what is your subscription? What is your subscription ID? What is the other details which you have for your subscription? So when you search here, okay, this is your universal search bar. So whatever service you have to search, whatever documentations you need to search, whatever your is your requirement, resource, service, documents, anything, okay, you can search at this point. Okay, so for example, if I want to search subscriptions, it will come under services. Okay, if I further scroll down, there's something called marketplace and there is something called documentation where I can see any documents which is related to that particular service. Okay, so let's say for example I type a particular service called virtual machine. Obviously the service will come up here, and if I further proceed down, I can see the documentation related to that. How do I create a virtual machine of Windows here, and all of these VM sizes and everything I'll be able to see it here. Okay, so this is how you work on portal. Okay, so this is where you will be operating, or this is where you will be searching everything. Okay, so I search per subscriptions. Okay, and I'm here. Okay, so here you see my subscription name is free trial. Every subscription will have a subscription ID. Okay, every subscription will have a subscription ID, and what is my role in that subscription? Okay, so basically I'm the account administrator. Okay, so if I see here, this is my account. Okay, this is my account. So I am basically the account admin. Okay, and this is the current cost associated to this particular subscription. Okay, since this is a free trial account, okay, there are certain things which are restricted. Okay, but if you click on this particular thing, you can have like what are the things which are consuming my cost and everything. Okay, all those things you can pretty much detect from this particular thing. So you can see usages. I think you will get usage. Let's see. So when you're using a free trial account, there are things which will be restricted. Okay, so here you can see that, okay, these are the total number of vCPUs I have. Currently I'm using so many. I have another 3 more left. Okay, and there are certain restrictions which I'll have using a free trial account. But also you can see cost analysis can be done for my subscription. What are the resources which are consuming most of my cost and everything. All these things can be done at a single place, that is the subscription filter. Okay, so after subscription, once you're creating your subscription, you'll get a subscription ID. Okay, once you're done with that, whatever resource you'll have to create, you need to have something called a resource group. Okay, you need to have a resource group. So what exactly is a resource group? It is a logical grouping of resources. Okay, so it is basically tagging your resource. Okay, tagging your resource, or you can also call it grouping of your resource. Okay, grouping of your resource, and you can identify them based on the resource group. For example, let's say you have multiple environments. Okay, now I'll give you an example for a resource group. Let's say you have multiple environments. The first environment is production, second is testing, the third one is development. Okay, these are the 3 different environments. So I am deploying resources related to prod in the prod resource group. I'll be deploying the testing environment resource group in this particular thing, and development environment I'll be putting in this one. So based on which environment I want to create my resource, I can choose the resource group and I can deploy that in that way. Okay, so this is how you deploy your resources based on the resource group. Okay, so that is the major requirement or major reason why we use a resource group. Obviously there are other features which you can have while you're using resource group. I'll show you one by one. So first, let's just create a sample resource group. Okay, so let me call it RG2. Okay, resource group 2. Subscription is already selected. So which region you want to deploy your resource group? Region is a geographical location. So we have around 54 regions. Okay, so based on where you want to deploy, you can go ahead and deploy. You have East US. In India, you have Central India, you have South India and West India. Okay, so if I just filter out India, you have Central, South and West India. So similarly, you have Australian region wherein you have Australia East, Central and Southeast. Okay, so the region which is in most demand or the one which is like in highest demand is East US and East US 2. These are the regions which are in high demand because there are a lot of users who are connecting from that particular region. Okay, tags is again grouping. Okay, let's not confuse resource group to tags. We will cover about tags later. Okay, just skip this part. From here, just give a resource group name. Okay, and then give the region name. You want tags, review and create this particular resource group. Okay, so it will validate. Once the validation passed, the resource group will be created. So you can find here that my resource group is created. So this resource group is attached to my subscription ID. Okay, and it is attached to a particular region, East US. And these are the basic things which you can see in your overview page. As you proceed down, okay, as you proceed down, I will show you the one which is already using something. So I'll go to this particular resource group. Okay, here I can see there are resources attached to this particular resource group. Okay, okay. So here I have a virtual machine, I have a SQL virtual machine, I have a public IP address, I have a network security group. All the type is listed, and it is part of this particular resource group. Okay, so here what I can do is I can track my deployments. Okay, I can see what exactly happened, what is the error, is there anything which has gone wrong, and what all deployed. Okay, what are the resources which got deployed. Okay, everything can be tracked here. Okay, because I have deployed only once, I can see only one deployment, which is create VM. I created a virtual machine. Okay, that is the deployment which you see here. Okay, apart from that, how is the security of your resource group? Is it everything fine? Is there anything which we recommend or something? That is all in that page. Okay, and you want to apply any policies to this particular resource group. Like you cannot create a VM of such size or a such greater size. You cannot create VM of size more than 32 vCPUs or 64 vCPUs. You cannot create more than that. Like that, you can put policies. Okay, policies can be controlled centrally. So the idea behind having a resource group, apart from like grouping, the second concept is to centrally manage the resource. Okay, when you say centrally manage the resource, one thing is security wise you can manage, that we saw. Second thing, deployment workflow. Okay, so whatever deployment is happening, what exactly is happening, who did it, and what are the things which we need to see, everything we can track it within the deployment workflow. The main thing which we use resource group for is the locks. Okay, a lock is basically of two types. Okay, first type of lock is a read only lock, the other one is a delete lock. Okay, so a read only lock is basically that any user apart from the people who are assigned, okay, any user will be only able to see the stuff. Okay, so let's say I add a lock which is read only lock. Okay, and I say I call it read only lock and click on OK. Okay, I do this. Here I have created a read only lock. Now if I do want to do something on the resource, let's say I go to this VM and I want to do a stop operation. Okay, let's see. So what does it say? Fail to stop. Okay, because it is only read only, because only I can see stuff. I cannot do anything. Okay, I cannot do restart. I cannot delete it. I cannot do anything. Okay, so this is called a read only lock. Okay, and the second type of lock is the delete lock. Okay, I will first remove that particular lock. I will show you without any lock how it is going to function. Okay, I go back to this overview screen. I go back to the VM. I click on stop. The stop will happen. Okay, it will say stopping virtual machine and it will stop the VM. Okay, just a simple operation, nothing to be worried about, just showing you how to stop a virtual machine. That's it. Okay, so after a few minutes, it will say successfully stopped. Okay, so after removing the read only lock, this is what happens. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to, and one more thing, remember, if I click on delete here, Okay, if I just click on delete and just click on this and click on delete, okay, the VM will get deleted because I do not have any locks. But once I have a lock, okay, once I say I have a delete lock, okay, lock type delete. First we had put read only. The second one which we are going to put, see, it's done. Okay, successfully stopped virtual machine. Now I'm going to put a delete lock and I say okay. So now what happens is I go back to this resource. I go back to DB1. Here I say I want to delete this and I say this and I try to delete it. So it says that first remove the lock and try again because the delete operation has been stopped. Okay, so that is the concept of locks. So when we talk about security, the second thing is deployment workflow. The third one is lock. Okay, so these are the three different types of things. And also you can apply policies. Very, very important. You can apply resource group policies. You can apply subscription policies and everything. So this is the major thing why we use a why we exactly use resource group. Okay, and whatever resource you create, be it a very very small thing, you need to have a resource group. No resource can be created without a resource group on Azure. That is the first and foremost thing that you need to remember. Okay, no resource can be created without a resource group. Okay, clear? Any doubts? Anything which you are not understood? Yes, no. Guys, are you there? Clear? Not clear?
Clear, Akash. Maybe I think if you could go a bit slow, it will be good to understand.
Fine, fine, fine.
It's
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine.
thanks.
Moving on. Okay, the next thing which we are going to discuss is Cloud Shell. Okay, so we already discussed that there are different ways in which you can deploy your resources. Okay, the first one is Portal, the second one is CLI, the third one is Cloud Shell. Okay, Cloud Shell is basically a programmatic method of deployment through which you write a script. Okay, and you run that script and that will execute and that will create a resource. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to do a very simple thing. Okay, Cloud Shell appears here. You don't have to download any tool. You just click on this particular screen. You say you want to do it via PowerShell. You click on create. Okay, so once you do this, it will create a storage account. Okay, it will create a storage account, and that storage account will be used for you to create a script, or you can run your own script. Okay, so that is the purpose of having Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell, why we are using this? To deploy resources, programmatically. Here what we did on the first step, we went here, we created using the portal. Now what we are going to do is we are going to do the same thing but from Cloud Shell. That is the difference. So I'll just take one script. Okay, so PowerShell script to create resource group. Create group in Azure. Okay, very simple script. So what we can do is we can copy this thing. We can go here. We can go to the notepad. We can make some modifications. Okay, whatever modification is required, we can do that here. So new resource group, name of the resource group, let's put it as RG via Cloud Shell. Okay, CS stands for Cloud Shell, and location, let's put it as same, East US. We'll stick to the same resource region. Okay, we'll put it as East US. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll copy this particular script and we will deploy it here. Okay, paste it here and run. Okay, so let's see what happens. So it says it succeeded and you get a resource ID in return. Okay, also how you can verify is go to resource group here on the portal and you can see that the resource group has been created. Okay, so just do a refresh. I think you should be able to see it. Okay, RG via CS. Okay, so this has been successfully created via Cloud Shell. Similarly, using a tool called CLI, okay, Azure CLI, you can also create your resources. Okay, that also I'll show you. So what you need to do is first you need to install Azure CLI. Okay, install that first. Once you're done installing, then you will have to connect to Azure. Okay, so what we will do first is we will go to we can go to CMD, okay, and AZ Connect. So this will take you to a page, okay, and do this command AZ login. Okay, this will take you to page which will ask you for your credentials. Okay, once that is done, you are successfully logged in into your account. Okay, from here on, you can deploy the same script and that should work. Okay, so this is also using CLI we are doing. Okay, same functionality, whatever we did using CLI. Okay, minute, my bad. This is a different command. CLI. So we can use this particular command and we can run it via CLI, and using that we can deploy. Okay, AZ group, group stands for resource group. Create is the command which we are doing. Okay, and location, this is the short form. We can also put it as location. We are going to put this as East West US, and we are going to create the particular N stands for name. Okay, hyphen N stands for name and the name of the resource group. Okay, so you can use the script, run it here, and that will create a resource group in the portal. We can verify that. Okay, so let's go back to the portal. Let's see if we are able to see this particular resource group as well. Okay, what is the name of the resource group? It is my resource group. Okay, so it should appear here in some time. So just to revise or whatever I have done right now, first command what we did was, first thing what we did was we went to this particular site, okay, and we downloaded CLI. Okay, so this is the CLI version, latest release of CLI. You go to this particular link and download it. Okay, so that is the first thing which you need to do. Okay, and once you're done with that, the second thing what you need to do is you need to log in into your account. Okay, you need to log in into your account. So it is AZ login. The command is AZ login. Then it will prompt a screen. Okay, and you log in into your account. Once you're done with that, you will have to put this particular thing. You'll have to put this thing and you need to create your resource group. Okay, so this is how you do the creation via CLI. So three things we have discussed. The first thing what we discussed is you created via portal, that is quite straightforward. Second thing is via Cloud Shell. Okay, the third thing is via CLI. Okay, these are the three different ways in which you can create resource groups. Okay, are you clear with this? Any doubts?
Clear, Rakesh.
Okay, you can start doing this. Okay, you can give it a try right away. So you can just create resource groups using these three functionalities. Okay, you can probably do a different region, like probably do it in Australia or something, so that let's make it more challenging. Okay, so let's try to do this in Australia. Okay, and let me know if you have any doubts. So first you can do it via portal, that will hardly take any time, and via Cloud Shell is next, and then you'll have to try it via CLI. Okay, so you can start doing.